So just roll through that lumbo-pelvic area. So again, notice my shoulders, we're not moving here. Yeah, just there. All right, and then the other way. Round we go. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Take your hands to the side of you. Now come over into a sweep on your right side and then a sweep on your left. And again, sweep on the right. Now, again, you can bring your arm up to your pockets, your hand up into your shoulder, as far up as you want to, or if you want to stay low, again, that's up to you. All right. Stay in the center, ladies, bringing your hands together, and then lift them up to an upright row. We'll be using in a moment. I'm just going to rotate round to the right, and then round to the left. And round to the right. Okay, then from there, I'm going to do a rotation, stay in the center, and then an open. Yeah, and again, we're going to do a rotation, stay in the center, and then open. 2 more. So I'm in an upright row, lifted position, stay nice and strong. The weight training, why do we do it? Oh, lots and tons of you. They tell you all in one lesson. But there is not one bad point, there's not one negative about weight training, not one. Obviously, if you're injured, it's painful, and you've had an operation, obviously you're not going to do it, are you? But generally, there's no issue at all with weight training. All I ask you to do, ladies, is turn on this arm. All I ask you to do, ladies, is take the heaviest weight that you can. Right? Weight. 2 and 3. Okay. So working with the shoulder in 3 planes. So I'm going to come up just halfway for front raise and lower. Now I'm going to do this with you in a weight in a moment, but rather than having the palm down to the floor, notice I'm going to turn the palm inwards, what we call a hammer position. And this is much nicer when it comes to the wrist, rather than putting all that pressure in the top of the wrist. I'm now going to go into a lateral raise, sorry, and I'm going to go the other side. So notice I'm going to a lateral raise, the arm stays nice and long. And again, I come up and lower, and the other side. And I'm going to do 2 on my right, so lateral raise. As I come up, notice the distance, stop, and lower, the other side, yeah? Up, shoulder height, and lower. So I've gone from sagittal plane to frontal plane, now to rotation. Right, 4 on this side. So I'm going to keep these planes of movement through our exercises today. And the other side. Round we go. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's put this together. Give me an upright row. Take it into rotation. And then open your chest. And then into rotation, and then open your chest. Okay. 2 more. We're going to do 1 on the right side, and then 1 over onto the left side, and then center. Now, I'm going to bring it back into an upright row position. I'm going to shoot it out on my diagonal. Okay. So I shoot it down into the corner and up. Okay. So there's a little bit of transverse going on there. 1 more time. Okay, taking your hands down onto your thighs. Ladies, just roll it down, going straight away into an extension and then into a flexion. Into an extension and then into flexion. One more time. Now we're going to add rotation rather than staying in position. We're going to take the right arm through and lift it up to the top. So thread like a needle, rock it through and lift up to the top. 1 more time. Rocking it through and now place your hand onto your thigh and wag your tail. We're going to come side to side. Time. Drop into the center and we're going to do 3 on the left. So drop through and lift that. Now, because you know you've got 3, try and keep the momentum going all the way through. And if you can come back a little bit further, you need to do so. Okay, hands down onto that side. And no, hands onto the side. We're going to push it up. 2, 1. Lift the right knee and the left arm, and then the other side. That's it. So, reciprocal movements. Now it's just about waking up the body. It's about waking up the brain as well. Right? So think every time I'm lifting the femur attached to the pelvis. So I'm now moving the pelvis forward and back. And from this position, we're engaging the pelvic floor muscles. Okay, 2 more. 1. Now I'm going to take it out to the side. I'm going to go out to my side, side. That's it. Lift and lower. And again, lift and lower. That's it. And 2 more. 1. 2. Now I'm going to take it into that hip extension. So again, just leaning into it, just slightly. Yeah, leaning into it. And again, 2 more. 1. Taking that heel back. Lovely. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to drop the back knee. We're going to lift up and push back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Upright row position. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now don't take the step away. It's 1, 2, 3. Push back to 4. The other side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again. 1. I'm going to add on. That's 1, 2, 3. Hands down. 4. 2 squats. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Give me 2 more squats. So you know we're doing this correctly. We're sitting back and then lifting up. Notice I lift up. Notice I'm just slightly bringing my pelvis forward. Yeah, just like a little tuck under. Back. Then we're doing the pelvic tilts at the beginning. Let's put this together. All right. Hands now on the left leg. 1, 2, 3, start position 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Front raise on your right arm. 1. Remember, you can follow it up with the thumb. 2 lateral. 1. And then 2 rotations. Yeah? So 2. Okay. Come up into an upright row. Rotation. And then open your chest. That's it. And then rotation. And then open your chest. Lovely. Take your hands down left side. So it's a front raise, lift up with so the thumb is leading up, yeah? And then to the other side. 1. And then we're going to do 2 circles. And then we're going to lift the knee, yeah, with the opposite arm. So I'm going to lift my right knee. Notice this arm goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now into that hip abduction. 1, 2, 3. Now into hip extension. We'll push back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm going to do 4 curtsies. I'm going to do a curtsy lunge before I go forward on my anterior lunge. Yeah, down we go. One more time. All right, so hands through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roll it down. 3, thread like a needle. So it's 1, and lift up. Lovely. 2 and a little bit further. 3. Lift up. Hands down onto the thighs. And then coming into your extension. Into flexion. Extension. And flexion. Now stay here in a neutral and then come through. Down we go. And lift up. One more time. Then we're going to wag our tail. Hand down. So we've gone into sagittal plane. Now frontal plane. And then we're going to change it. Finish it before I come up. Into transient. Yeah? So I'm kind of moving through. Okay, and then round the other way. There we go. There we go. Try to make it circles. 3 and 4. Okay. Roll it. Shoulders back and down. Give me a diagonal. So come down on the right, up on the left, and then the other side. That's it. Push away. Last time. Okay. Bring your hands together, then press them away. And we're going to lift up to the top and lower down. So lift through those shoulders and lower down. 2 more. Lift through the shoulders and lower. 1 more time. Lift through the shoulders and lower. And lift through the shoulders, take it up to the top and then coming into lateral flexion. That's it. Over we go. Okay. And then just take the arms down, bend the knees. Take a lovely deep breath in. Take it out. And again, take it through. Lovely deep breath in. Now give me a side bend right and a side bend left. Then you take one weight in the up to the top. Lunge back on the right side. So rather than a forward lunge back and then step in. So if this hurts your knees, the modification would be a step back, yeah, not a lunge, yeah? So it's a step back. So it will be here, not here. So we go 1 and 2. And again, a little bit of a balance as well. 3 and 4. And it's great for that mid-tarsal joint to really think about that flexion extension going on through the ball of the foot. Okay, hold that there. Shoulders back and down, ladies. Look over your right shoulder and then look over your left shoulder. And again, over to your right. Do whatever you want in your hands. And then okay, 1 weight to start. Then I'm going to introduce 2. All right, so take 1 weight. Okay, 1 weight. Okay, so I'm going to bring the weight round in front of me. Remember, this is our first Monday of the month with our hand weight. Right? Remember, we set it up every month. If you haven't got any hand weights, then you just use something that you've got a little bit of weight in your hands. Okay. We're going to do an upright row. So notice as I'm going to talk you through it because of time. So I want to fit as much as I can in with our weights today. So upright row, I'm bringing the weight up in towards the chest. Okay? Lift. So up we go. So you're working through that shoulder. You're working the back into the rhomboids. The muscle there just over the scapula. And you're also working into the trapezius, which is the muscle, diamond shape, that just between the scapula, right and left. Okay. I'm now going to change hands, take it over, and then I'm going to lift. All right. So just going to get us used to the weight and the pattern in which we're working today. Okay. You're going to do 2 more, and then you're going to keep this weight in this hand. I'm going to lunge back on my right side only. So keep the weight there, and I'm going to lunge back, step in. Do that again. Lunge back, step in, and again. 1 and in. Last time. 2 and in, other side. 1, step in, and again, nice and low. 2, step in. No, you can see why I'm doing one weight in a moment. In, 1, in. Keep the weight now in your right hand. I'm going to do 4 upright rows. I'm going to put these 2 movements of upper and lower body together. So I'm going to do 1, I'm going to do 2, that's it. Right, 3, I'm going to lunge back for 4 on my left leg. So I'm going to do 1, step it in, 2, step it in, 3, which what happens on the 4th one, take it under, catch it and through, 4 upright rows. I'm changing hands there, 2, 3, now you know what happens, we're going to go back on the right leg for 4. So I do 1, tap it in, 2, tap it in. So you've got that extra weight, 3, one more time, under the knee and lift. Okay, take your second weight. So I'm going to think about, just a little introduction, that was with one weight. I'm going to go back to one weight again. Think about our planes of movement. Okay, so think about, we're going to go through each muscle group and we're going to think about different planes. Keeping on doing the same positioning all the time, you're not going to challenge the muscles. So I'm going to do a bicep curl. So it's one of the easier out of them all. Okay, now as I come up, notice I'm just going to turn the weight and lower it down. The weight, my hand is in towards my thigh. I come up and I turn and I lift. Excuse me, and I lower. So up and turn and lower. That's it, up and turn. So I'm just alternating right to left. Now, when we get this right, we're going to move on. Notice that my elbows are not really going far from my waist. All right, not far. Notice the transition up and lower. Engaging the muscles in my tummy, engaging the muscles in my glutes. I'm feeling strong in the lower body. Watch the change. So I do 1 as I lower, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get this heart rate up. 7 and 8. 8 more. 1, 2. Don't swing the body. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lovely. Take both weights down. Coming out a little bit wider on the feet. I'm going to do a rotational bicep curl. So take my right weight to the side, just a little front, just a little raise. I'm going to bring it round the body and into the shoulder. We remember what this exercise is called. This is called a prison curl. So my bicep has gone from sagittal plane, and now it's gone into frontal, into rotation. Yeah? So frontal, rotation. 2 more. Frontal, rotation. Last time. Frontal and rotation. Let's take it down and do them on the other side. Bring it around and notice as well, the tendency is to kind of go and in. Yeah? I know when I was training my friend the other week, it was like, oh, attitude and attitude. It's not like that, ladies, okay? It's nice and smooth. Just telling off. There we go, up we go. And lower. So I'm just taking it out slightly. And 4 more. Prison curl up and lower. So think about the biceps. 2 exercises, 3 planes of movement. All right. Now one more time. And lower. Wonderful. Bring the feet just slightly back into where they were. And then just come up. They don't always have to be just comfortably. Just comfortable. You're going to lift up and lower. Lift and lift and lower. You're going to take the weight up and lower. You're taking it up to about shoulder height, and that's something I'm I have to remind myself, and I look at myself into the screen and think I'm coming up too high. Because again, the tendency is to kind of do this, yeah? We don't want to do that. We just want to come to shoulder height. Now you're going to do 4 on your right side. Right, so do 4 on the right. 1. The elbow can be slightly bent. That's 3 and 4, and then 4 on your left side. 1. Elbow slightly bent. Don't walk out the elbow. 2, 3. So I'm hitting the front of that shoulder into the deltoid. I'm going to take out my arms into a V, and then I'm going to bring them down into a W. I'm going to place the weight towards the shoulder. Take your legs out a little bit wider for comfort. But as I bring my elbows down, I'm putting them almost back. I'm just pushing my chest up slightly. So I take them up into a V and down into a W. And we're going to go into a unilateral. So I'm going to come down on my right, stay up there on the left, down on the left, stay up there on the right. Down we go, lift. Down we go, lift. Down, lift. That's it. Unilateral. It always replaces back to your V. Yeah? Back into your V. Lift. Down, lift. Down, lift. Together for 4. Put it down, lift it up. Put it down. Muscles in the tummy nice and strong. 3. Last 1. And 4. And 11. Bring them down in front of you. Now, we're going to come down into a little sumo squat. So the legs are going to go out a little bit wide. I'm going to bring the weights down to the floor. So my heels are down into the ground, and then I lift up. So I'm targeting, opening the hips, working through those glutes, top of the thighs, so into that sumo. Okay, 2 more. 1. Up. Last time. 2. And then 4. Okay. From there, ladies, just look around those shoulders. Okay. All right. So bring the feet back. These are lower body. You've done upper body. I'm now going to do lower and then together. We're going to come down into a suitcase. We're going down towards those heels, and then we lift up. So I added weight at the side. Down into a suitcase and lift up. Yeah, and again, down to suitcase and lift. 1 more time. Suitcase. Now, this is where it gets a little bit harder. I'm going to take my right leg out to the side, into a side lunge, and in. Okay, and then side lunge, and in. Now, instead of just going into side lunge, I'm going to bring my weights together, and I'm going to come down. Side lunge and in, over, side lunge and in. So think about where I'm going on this. So we've got forward and back, sagittal plane into your squat, yeah? And then we've got your frontal plane, yeah? Side to side. Now we want to get transverse in. So what can we do? We can do a curtsy. There we go. And there's my curtsy. Over. Yeah? And again, step it over. So let's think about it. We've gone into sagittal. We've gone into frontal. And now we're going into transverse. So we're hitting the glutes at all angles. Okay, 4 suitcase squats. 1. 2. This is our last but one standing exercise. 3. And you're going to step it out on your right, bring your weights together. You go 1. In. This is the hard one. 2. Depends on the weights you've got. 3. Last one. 4. Curtsy behind. There is no rushing with weights. Yeah. I want you to do the exercises correctly. Okay, 1 more time. We're really working through our muscle mass. And if you're doing weights correctly, ladies, and they're at the right weight, they're a challenge for you, they really will make you out of breath. You know, you don't always need cardiovascular, brilliant, weights are great, but over the two, I would take weights over cardiovascular. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go up and through. Doesn't mean that cardiovascular is bad. We need to exercise our heart as well. But what are we doing right now? If these weights are hard enough, you're going to be slightly out of breath. Unilateral. So I'm going to lift up and lower. I'm going to lift up and lower. Okay? So I'm now in sagittal plane. Yeah? You see, I'm just lifting to the top and lowering. Lift to the top and lower. Well done. Now, ladies, when you come up, try not to cross over the head. Yeah? So you're not over like that. Right? Just come up to the top and lower. Up to the top and lower. And again. Shall we do them together? Let's do them together. So I'm going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Come back a little bit further so you can see. Lift and lower. Again, feet are as wide as you want them to be. Just want them to be comfortable for you. Now we're doing sagittal plane, aren't we? Sagittal. So we're going to do a little bit of frontal. So how can we look at our frontal? You're going to leave your arms open and go to the hands over the pec there. Yes, and notice I bring my elbows still, they haven't dropped. I'm opening and closing, so use your frontal plane. Okay. 4 more. 1 and 2. And 3. Oh, this is hard. And 4. Okay, take your hands to the side of you. Okay, we're going to add in rotation. So I'm going to take my weights facing you. I'm going to take my right arm and take it up into a finger at the top. And then I'm going to rotate it down. And at the other side. Up to the top and then rotate it down together. I'm going to take them up to the top. I'm going to cross them at the top. Make it a little cross. And then lower it down. And again, over the top. Cross, there's your rotation. And lower. Let's do one more. Cross it. And then up to the top. And then lower. And then you circle around your shoulders. So you've done upper and lower body. And to finish, we're going to finish on a complete combination of upper and lower. All right, so everything I've taught you, let's put them together. I'm going to use my bicep curl onto the shoulder. I'm going to turn the weights to shoulder press. I'm going to bring them back down onto the shoulder and lower. Right, so hammer curl. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. 1, I'm going to add on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done, ladies. Right. I'm just going to place my weights just down onto the floor. I'm going to take my mat and I'm going to just chat my mat, and then we're going to do some floor work with the weights and with the ball. All right. Now we haven't got long left. So I'm just going to pack in as much as we can. It's probably a little bit on the advanced side today, this class. Yeah. But I said we're not doing a class next week. Use the recording. Take half of the class. Use the class up to now on one section. Down on the floor. Do it for another day. Right, so let's put it all together today. All right, so let's roll it down. Roll down. Now, from here, let's move the hands forward. Let's just use our own body weight. I'm going to drop down towards the knees and then lift back. Again, still staying with the shoulders down. So make sure that your hands are in line with those shoulders. And down we go. So really working on our muscle mass today, ladies, and focusing on our strength. Okay, you're going to come all the way down. You're going to walk the hands away from you. You stretch out those shoulders. Stretching out your back. Let it come out, ladies, into a seated position. Your legs around. And then from here, it's going to do half a roll back. I'm moving this on quite quickly. So sit nice and tall, then into a little half a roll back, and then lift up. So this is very nice now. We've done thousands of these over the years we've been working out together. One more time. So without ball and without weights. I'm keeping my shoulders away from my ears, and I'm just sliding over tailbone, and I'm lifting. And again, sliding through. Now, I'm going to take the ball just behind me. I'm going to take the weights that you choose. You can want one or two. I'm trying to keep everything as I did before, the same half a roll back. But now it gets a little bit harder. So the weights are going to come in, so the weights are coming towards my chest. And then I'm lifting up. And notice I'm not lifting all the way from the ball. Right, just keep in contact with that ball. Back we go. And lift. Okay, now we're going to make this a little bit harder, ladies. We're towards the end of the class now. Okay, so as I come up, I'm going to slide the weights. I'm going to lift them. Notice that my palms are in together. And then as I bring them down, I'm going to come into the ball. I'm going to lift. Notice I'm not coming all the way from the ball. I still got my contact with the ball. And then lift down. Got another combination to put together. Lift and lower. And the time, lift up. And lower. Okay, now putting the weights in where they were, and then just go into that little waistline area. I will brush them through. Over. So twisting side to side, pushing down into those weights, opening up the waist. 2, 3, and 4. Oh. Okay, ladies, let's put it all together. So I'm going to come back into my ball. I'm only going to do them for 4. I'm going to lift up to the top. I'm going to bring it back in, and I'm going to do a waistline warrior. And again, so I come back into my ball, I lift to the top, I come back into a V, and then I waistline warrior. 2 more, back into your ball, lift up to shoulder press, back in and hit the waist. 1, 2, you've got 1 more. Lift it, so back into the ball, sorry. Lift up and push away. Down, waistline warrior. 1 and 2. Lovely. Take the weights away from you, remove the ball, come down onto the floor and take the ball and just pop it underneath you. Open those arms and then just take the legs up into the tabletop. We're going to rest the upper body as we work through the lower. And I'm just tapping down right side to left. Yeah, a little tap down. Pelvis stays into that neutral and it's parallel to the ceiling. So back we go. And back. And lift. Last 2. 1. Up. Last time. 2. And up. Okay, so the right leg down and then the left leg down. Take your weights and cross them over your pelvis. Excellent. My weight is on the ball and my weights are crossing over my pelvis. I'm going to hold on to my weights. I don't want to move anywhere. And I'm going to come away from the ball. I'm going to lift up. I'm going to lower down. And again, I'm going to lift up. And I'm going to lower down. And again, squeeze up into the hip bridge or glute bridge. And then lower down. You might need to hold on to your ball as well. Doesn't need to move. But when you come onto your ball, the reason I kept the ball there, ladies, is because I want you to think about not coming all the way back onto the ball, but all the way back down. You're lifting and then a little squash. And again, you're lifting up, squeeze away, and then a little squash down. Then lift and lower. Doesn't it? And again, one more time, lift up and lower. Now you're going to hold it at the top. Don't worry about the ball now. Lift it up to the top. You're going to take your right leg into a tabletop, as we did when we were on the ball, and then your left leg. So just about can feel the ball underneath you. Now, this is for a safety. Yeah? If you feel that you want to put a little bit more weight down on the ball, then you can do so. But please, ladies, try, no more than 25% of your body weight onto that ball. Yeah, there we go. Just what we were doing when our weight was on the ball, we're doing exactly the same. The weights are on us, and we're in a glute bridge. So squeezing the muscles in the bottom. Okay, I'm going to bring my right leg up. I'm going to extend it to the ceiling. I'm going to bring it back in and lower. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take your weight into the ball. Remove the weights off you. Move it away. Then just bring your knees into your chest. So working on our muscle mass, our posture, the more muscle we have and the less fat, the better. And if you've been to the doctor recently for a health check, and you've been checked through your BMI, then just tap down again, your BMI, etc. Maybe if you are above it, want to bring weights into your life, something that would be beneficial to you in all areas. And sometimes, as well, as I said before, people worry about bulking out. You're never going to bulk out on these weights. And we talked about at the end of the class the other week about testosterone. We lose it from the age of 25. So we've got to maintain what we've got, and build on it. This is why when women go to the doctors in postmenopause or perimenopause, there are menopause, as it goes through the menopause, our estrogen and our testosterone really drop. And the doctors have been putting a lot of women on HRT, and then the other side. And maybe this is something that we may not have to do if we can really take control of our bodies, ourselves, by building our own testosterone. Just kind of managing our own bodies, trying to do as much as we can for ourselves without relying on medicines. And again, down we go, push it away. Now, my next one, I'm going to pulse it for 3. 1, 2, 3, bring it in. 1, 2, 3, bring it in. And again, 1, 2, 3, bring it in. And you've got your last, very, very last exercise coming up, and I'm not sure I can do it in the space I'm in. I might have to modify it. 1 down, lift away, take the weights away. Take your weights, I have to come down a little bit on that. Take your weights with you, lift up to the top. So lift your weights up to the top. Hold them there, so they're together. Notice I push them together. Arms are long, and then I'm coming into my tabletop. Okay, I'm going to tap down on my right. Okay, take the weight, and then I'm going to push back. And the other side. Tap down and push up. So you've got an overarm extension. In fact, it's not an overarm extension, it's a tricep extension. Keeping the elbows parallel. So I'm coming down, push into a skull crush, and lift. Down, tap. Okay, both legs together and both arms. If you find it too difficult, ladies, then take one weight away, go back to single legs, and again, back we go. Skull crush, the tabletop tap down. Skull crush, tabletop tap down. 2 more. 1, and lift last time, and 2, and lovely. Take your weights at the side of you. Place your feet down, and then take your right ankle over your left knee, and take your right hand and push away from you. Okay, and put it down, and then the other side. There we go. Palm into the hand, and palm of the hand in towards the knee. Okay, knees into the chest, head away from the mat, and then roll it back. Take it back to the front. So from here, sit forward, and press away. So rather than this position where you're flexing the spine, then if you're osteoporosis and like that, you really want to keep the back nice and flat rather than in a flexed position. So in this position, push forward. You can always bend the knees as well if you want to. Through, take the right arm and press it into you. Watching that shoulder. Yes. I hope you've enjoyed our weights of the month, ladies. Before we know it, it will be May. We're not having a class next week as well. I do apologise, I can't get it in. There's not an 11 o'clock slot in my week any longer. All right, take the hands behind you and push. Now remember, when we talk about weight training, muscle mass, working on removing our fat and building our muscles, that you can never. They're 2 totally different components. You can't turn your fat into muscle. Yeah? There we go. Leg across and line pushing. You can't turn what your fat you're carrying now into muscle. You've got to get rid of the fat and work on building muscle. Right? So when people think, and I know you've got a lot of guys who, I'm going to stop weight training and I'm going to go really fat and all my muscles are going to go to fat. It's not. It's impossible. The muscle will go into atrophy, so they'll reduce in size, but they won't unless you're having an extensive, very sugary, high-fat diet. You're going to be putting fat on, right? But the muscle that you build will not move to fat, and your fat will not turn to muscle. And then press away. So women, I know a friend of mine at the gym who really do a lot of weight training. And some of them feel say, oh, I'm just not losing any weight, I'm really bulking out here and I just don't like it. Might not be that they're probably feeling heavier because of the muscle. Yeah, there's probably, so you've got the scales, it might be a little bit heavier, but they might not be concentrating on their diet. So they might be feeling heavier, they're weight training, but they might not be focusing actually what they're eating. And no amount of weight training or exercise in any form, ladies, is going to out-train a bad diet. Yeah? You're never going to make changes if you do all the exercise that you want to going into your extension. But if you haven't got a reasonably good diet, then the changes won't happen. Again, it's just work.